Hi there. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings for Saturday, the 28th of March, 2026. I've been busy as a beaver, coming in kind of late, to be honest, and getting everything ready and checking the email and what have you. But we're as ready to go as we're going to be, and we'll wing it a little bit. There's some exciting stuff coming up, but I can't tell you too much about it. Not yet. But there's some exciting stuff coming up. I guess that's what motivated me to name this broadcast. I'm looking for it right now. Let me go to regular videos. Where are we? We are here somewhere, aren't we? Why don't I see that live video? Looking for that live video on my list. There we are. Scared me for a minute. God is going to move powerfully in Bob Joyce Ministries. I believe that's true. So 2026, as we have predicted in the past, is going to be a good year. And who knows what's going to happen. But I can't jump ahead. That's what the press secretary says. I'm not going to jump ahead of the president here. I'm not going to jump ahead of the president. And I am bound by the same rule. But we'll have more to say soon. Make sure you watch this channel, because if you want inside information, don't try to play a silly game of playing both sides of the field. Don't do that. So I knew I had to take a stand, and I did, and I believe it is the right stand, because I believe Pastor Bob's the real deal. We all have questions. All of us have things that we don't understand, but I believe I know the heart of Pastor Bob, and that seals the deal for me. Christians have always wanted to know all the answers. God's people, before Christians in the Old Testament, have always wanted to have all the answers. That's why they wanted to eat from the one forbidden tree. And look at the mess that got us into. Oh, dear. Hi, Elaine Peterson. She's first. Hello, Jack. Hello, Elaine. Welcome to you. Pam Donnelly. Hi, Jack and all. Karen Phillips. Same thing. Hello, Karen. I'm glad you're here. Very nice to have you. Nancy DeMarco. Hi, Jack and friends from Oklahoma. And Carol Cook is here. Hello to everyone here tonight. Helen McDonald from Australia. Hi. Pam Inslee, heading to watch Grand March for Prom. Heading to watch the Grand March for Prom, 61 degrees from beautiful Montana. So hopefully you'll check back later. Karen Warmer, you're new. Good evening, Karen. Where are you watching from? Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings. We try to do this every Wednesday and Saturday night. That's the live stream show, beginning at 9 p.m. East Coast time. We're here in the Hudson Valley of New York, but we will travel from time to time. Sometimes we will change the date, but if you subscribe, and I hope you have or will tonight, if you subscribe, if you want to, hit the like button if there's anything you find you like, and hit that all-important notification bell, you will be able to get notice if you're near your turned-on device when we do a pre-recorded video and throw it up there or do a live show. Sometimes we just pop on from the gazebo in the backyard, to chat, and we enjoy that too, or we're on location. You can find there's about 705 videos up here, and that doesn't mean I haven't taken some videos down. We've done more than 705 videos since we came on in January of 2016. but some just got outdated. And in terms of the Bob Joyce story, some of the things I said back then, I was still learning. I don't believe now, and I still have questions in 2026, but I'm okay with having unanswered questions. In fact, the whole Christian faith is based on unanswered questions, things that you wonder that you're not necessarily going to get an answer to. And anyone that says, "Well, when I see God, I've got some questions for him," they're not a smart man or a smart woman. I don't think that will be your attitude then. Hey, Neo is here. I only have a little over 100 videos. Well, keep on a trucking, Neo. Keep on a trucking. Soon you'll be telling me about your ads and your buffering, I bet. Stephen Spielich. Howdy, Jack. I hope you're having a great day. I don't know what kind of day I've had, Stephen. Um, Woke up not really feeling completely rested, and that's something that always concerns me because I want to get that rest. I had a couple of weird dreams. Try to remember one of them. See, I would remember if I wrote it down at the time. Karen Warmer is in Arkansas. Well, you know what the next question is. How far from Benton, Arkansas? That's cool. Is this your first time here, or have you watched before and just not signed in? Um, Lori with a OU in it? Is that Lori? It's all one word, of course, so it's hard for me to pull it apart sometimes. Looks like your last name may be Norris, like the comedian Jeff Norris. I saw him once at Poker Weekend. Annette Turner, hi, welcome. I'm from the Bee Branch area. So you're a beekeeper? The Bee Branch area. Okay, I've never heard of the Bee Branch area. Are there a lot of honeybees? And I think that catches us up with 31 watching already and 9 likes. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, we're past the threshold of 11,400. And I want to get more than just a few subscribers past 400 so we don't get knocked down to 300 if one of my other videos or even what we do here live offends somebody and they unsubscribe. I'm going to be doing a series of videos which will not be for everyone here, just like the other thing, the heart to heart to talk that I did the first one. Talk about that in a little while. Uh, beyond the BS, we'll have a fair amount of politics in it. Okay. We're living in a crazy world, and gosh darn if I'm not going to talk about it, but I won't bombard you here. I'll respect that people come here Saturday night or even Wednesday night to relax and let their hair down. You know, I don't have too much hair to let down anymore, but it's still more than I thought I'd have at 70 years old. What? I'm not 70. That can't be. It must be a miscalculation on my part. Must be a miscalculation. Robin Roman is here. Hi, Jack, Karen, and family. Just left Karen down there. We were watching Dark Shadows. How is everyone doing tonight? Well, as for me, I'm fine. Just did a little shopping at the ShopRite. That's about it today. And too cold to go outside. Right now, it's about 30 degrees in the Hudson Valley. It's going to warm up by Monday, and I think we've got some warm days coming up. We've had these teases, and I think it was Monday, right? Was our big tease, and then it started to go down the other way. But it is still March, and it can do this in April too. And I've experienced chilly days in May as well. So you just never know. The weather is different now. I'll admit that much, but it's not just that it's hot all the time, hot, 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 global warming. No, they had to change that because they realized the term didn't apply so in so many parts of the country and in so many cases. So they just call it climate change. You won't have as much egg on your face if you change global warming to climate change. Al Gore ain't going to look any smarter, but nevertheless, because everything he predicted, no, Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Doesn't stop him from continuing on with the same old rap. Eventually, I guess you have to change the dates. So, what's going on with you, Steven Spillage? Well, look, here's Katina Swatsworth, Team SWAT from the great state of Pennsylvania. Hi, Jack and family. Hi, Katina. Nice to have you aboard. And M.M. Staten, who is, let's see, good evening, Jack from Benton, Arkansas. Is that really where you are? I don't know if you've said that before. Um, so the question for our newcomer, Karen, is how far are you from Benton? And you say you are in Benton, unless you're visiting there and planning to go to Household of Faith tomorrow. There are lots of people that have been watching on this channel that have gone to Household of Faith numerous times, and that's really, really good. Sandra Fair is here. Hello, all. Welcome, welcome. Brenda Noyce under the name Dalen, 1958. Hello, Jack. Yeah, it's Brenda Noyce. Washing clothes. At least your health seems to be a little better. Now she'll say, no, it's not. And she'll give me a list of maladies. Like Millicent, she has many maladies, and that's not good. Washing clothes near my phone. It's 45 here in Detroit. Even in Detroit, it's warmer. Tomorrow, 67, Wednesday, 72. Yeah. So we're in for the same warming trend, but you're getting there faster. You're getting there faster. Patrick Wilburn joins the Patty, the Saturday night party as well. And so that's good. That's good. 37 watching right now that I know of. I never know how many could really be watching that don't sign in, how that works. Can you be here anonymous, or can your name be Annie Muss? I don't know. I don't know these things. No one ever answers it either. You know, someone that would actually know would be the preferable choice. Yeah, you've got the same weather we do, Katina. 32 degrees where you are in Pennsylvania, but I'm sure it's going to be warming up for you too. And we are so ready. Nevertheless, it was like 38 degrees and I wore shorts today. I did it with a gray sweatshirt and I put on my light gray jacket and I got my cool black and gray socks. Looked pretty stylish, I thought. But I'm so done with long pants unless I'm going to church or something like that. You know, I don't wear shorts to church or certain events, you know, it depends. I wouldn't do it. Jack, it's good now. Got pain shots in my knees. Symbisk injections, did you? I'm good for 3 months. They tell me I can only have it like the Synbis injection no more than once a year, and it may even be less than that. I think later this year if I go in and ask for them, but right now I don't need them. Praise God, I don't need them. You know, I'm climbing those stairs. That's the biggest exercise I get is climbing stairs frequently. Sometimes when I don't need to, I go up and down, especially the back outside stairs, but I got my first big walk-in when it was really nice and warm. That was a few days ago. So I guess Wednesday was a good day. I think that might have been true. I got, you know, it was about 1.5 miles, but that's not bad when you haven't walked in a while, you know, and it involved a hill. I took my time because I'm supposed to with cardiomyopathy, but I have no symptoms or problems with that. So I'm very, very blessed. Deborah McGinty, good evening, Jack. Hi, Deborah, one of our big supporters here, and I appreciate that so much, Deborah, including sometimes in the pre-recorded videos. She hits the tip jar, and I thank you, thank you, thank you. Lori Merrick, good evening, Jack, and everyone. Happy Earth Day. Is it really? Oh, dear. See, us, oh, those Republicans, they don't know Earth Day. They don't care about the Earth, you know? That's what they're going to say. All this pollen is driving my sinuses batty already. Neil, see, I have no idea what you look like, how old you are, where you are. I have no idea about any of this. So we're not getting pollen yet. I know when we get pollen because my orange car will be covered in it. By May, you know, it'll be like I'll be reaching for the hose every day to do a rinse off, because there'll be so much pollen. And May, the flowers, well, the tulips come up first and they die pretty quickly. They're starting to get ready to come up in the driveway, the tulips, but they won't be around for long. And if we don't spray the heck out of them with deer repellent, that's like cotton candy to them. They'll destroy the tulips, those deer. Here we are, we feed them apples and peanut butter and jelly bread. No, no jelly. Peanut butter sandwiches with the cheap bread that I get from the store. I'm not going to give them, the best bread. And they enjoy it so much. They like the crunchy peanut butter. They do. People that say, oh, you shouldn't feed them at all, it can be worse for them. What are they supposed to eat in the winter when there's absolutely nothing out there? What are they supposed to eat? Pine needles? Come on, man. Come on, Marianne. I don't see any comments in the chats. My allergy started this week. My son, I didn't know you had one. My son's flared up last week. Huh. I'm doing that Tucker Carlson. Huh. It's too early for allergies. That's the rule. That's the rule. The guy who does Tucker Carlson, because Karen still persists on watching Saturday Night Live, if she's awake. I have to say, the guy who does Tucker Carlson on Saturday Night Live, he's incredible. He gets it spot on. And of course, anything like that is a parody where you take Tucker's sayings, his trademark laugh, and he's got more than one. That laugh. It's just wild. Would you agree, Marty Greco? How are you, Marty Greco? I've known a few Grecos in my lifetime, but that was when I was much younger, nowhere near where I am now. Yeah, I think we had a few police officers in this city named Greco as well. Definitely. Definitely. I will return after the Grand March. Okay. I don't know what the heck the Grand March is, but enjoy. Enjoy. So yeah. Uh so after that, it's funny. I didn't get to see much of John Scott on Fox News because that's when we were doing ShopRite and stuff like that. And Karen is not a fast shopper, to say the least. And I go in there and we use separate cards. So it just, I talk about this in my first heart chat, you know, uh, things that annoy me and things that make me a bit anxious. And Karen going down every single aisle in the supermarket. And, then I know I'd see her pick up things. I'd start to try to reason with her. I'd say, Karen, we're not going to use that. We've got bags of food. It's beyond the cabinets now. We got bags of food with stuff in there just sitting there. We're not going to use that. So it's better that I don't. It's better that I don't. She can buy what she wants. It's her decision. It's not mine. I'm not her, I'm not a ruler. We feed the deer. I thought it said, when I first looked at it, Katina, I thought you had a website, wefeedthedeer.com. We feed the deer corn. That's good choice. Yeah, we have done deer feed, or really, wildlife feed, by a 50-pound bag, but we haven't done that in a number of years. We feed the deer corn, apples. Yeah, we do that. I had twins. They've been born already, or you mean last year? Because right now they would be pregnant probably. And these bucks, they just disappear. I mean, they don't want to pay child support. They don't. My son didn't have the same issues as didn't have the same issues as Katrisa. They were born 3 months early. He's fine. A miracle, no issues. Very, very good. So we'll need to be reminded to pray for Katrisa, because God can do anything. God can do anything. Robin Roman is talking to Marty. Talking about the theme song of Laverne and Shirley. Da 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 da. We're gonna make it on our own, and we'll do it our way. Right? Is that it? I wasn't a big fan of. I'm one of these guys that turned off Laverne and Shirley after Happy Days was done. Sometimes, every once in a while, I would watch it, and they're very talented. They were very talented. Yes, they were. Just not really my cup of tea. Oh, I see the chat now. I went off and came back on. That's weird. Weird. It's weird. Robin, she spelled her last name Greco. I have only one C. Somewhere along the line, Marty, you got shortchanged in the C department. Huh. Huh. Now I'm going to be doing Tucker every. What is he up to these? What is he saying? Oh, wrong show. I'll save that for Beyond the BS. Beyond the BS. Which I'll do, like the new Heart to Heart chat series. I'll do it when it feels right. Here I have to do it. I have to, even if an hour before I'm saying, don't really want to do it. I swear it's like Pastor Bob probably feels like this preaching. He gets up in the morning on Sunday. Oh, just not ready to do all this. But by the time he hits that altar, it's the same on this platform without the anointing that he has. I'm not crazy. I understand there's a difference, but once I get on here, I'm good to go. I'm good to go, bro, and you too, madame. I still can't get over it. In 2026, I am going into a supermarket and lugging plastic bottles of water into the cart, and then Andy comes, and then into the car, and then Andy comes and brings them into the house. He's the heavy lifting guy, and we had some heavy stuff for him today. He's 42, so he can do it, That's the cool part about getting into your 60s and then past it, is that people just expect that they're going to have to do stuff for you. They don't say, why aren't you lifting them in there? That kind of thing. Jack, I'll be back after this word from your sponsors. Well, I understand. Yeah, check your clothes, for goodness sakes. Check your clothes. So I think I'm caught up there. Yeah, I was not too big into Laverne and Shirley back then. Shows that I would have watched would have been Happy Days and a little bit of Little House on the Prairie, I think. I saw an interview with Henry Winkler, and he was talking about doing a play with John Ritter in 2000. And he was mad at himself to this day because he didn't study it like he should have. So he got out there with John Ritter in front of the audience, and he had the first line. He couldn't think of it. He couldn't think of it, and he started laughing, which is even worse. Now he's out of character, but he's trying to make it like it's part of the play. And John takes him by the shoulder and is walking around the stage with him, and he whispers, "You have the first line." Anyway, he got through it. He got on track, but he apologized to John after that, and he said, I've never done that since. The audience owes me to be prepared and ready to give it my all. He says, I'm not saying I'll be at my best in the first performance. Maybe it'll take you 30 shows later before I really start to get a real feel and how the audience is responding, et cetera, et cetera. But there's no excuse for not being prepared when you hit that stage, Huh. I'm going to be saying that all the time now. So let me look at my channel here. It says only 17 watching, but we know there's more than that. God is going to move powerfully in Bob Joyce Ministries. I can't see your comments right now when I'm on another window. I could work it out so I could still see them over there if I had a lick of common sense, because I have two screens. One's just sitting there doing nothing. But yeah, there's going to be some exciting stuff coming up. You already know that there's going to be two more concerts after Cabot, Arkansas, which is May 22nd. Going to go to the Bob Joyce website soon. I noticed something different in terms of finding the sermons. It's a little harder. They've got all the music services up on the front page of the website, but you have to search more to find. But we're going to hear a little bit of Pastor Bob preaching on the show. We'll play a clip, and we'll see what else is on bobjoyce.org. I'm not sure about Sabrina and her church. The Baptist Church in Cabot, Arkansas, is putting on the concert May 22nd. The tickets were $100 and $50. And I know that the $100 tickets were basically sold out, but there were the $50 general admission tickets. And this is not for a marked seat. It's first come, first served. So we'll see what they have on the website about that. But there's two more concerts coming, and starting to get a little information about that. And as soon as I get the green light, I will pass it on to you. So we're excited. I think Pastor Bob is going to be recording. I didn't ask about this, but I think Pastor Bob is going to be recording this spring at some point, unless that has changed. Plans change. So it's going to be a pretty good year, I think. I think it's going to be a pretty good year. Our sermon, our live show last week, Don't Be Fooled. I had to change the title. It wasn't good enough. Don't Be Fooled, Bob Joyce done with George Magazine. That's how it stands now. Reconciliation would be a wonderful thing, but, the pastor has to he has to stay true to what the Lord tells him in prayer, what the investigating that he was required to do yielded for him, and what have you. And I'm not going to talk about that too much tonight. Don't want that to be a weekly thing. But it's like President Trump. Anyone that ever has come against Trump has suffered for doing it. And there's been so many that have. There are just a trail of bodies of people that try to come against President Donald Trump. And it's still happening to this day. Chris Christie is still out there opening up his pie hole. And believe me, there's been a lot of pie in that hole. So that's going to 900 views, and less than I expected, but a better title now. And I put Bob in the thumbnail because we're talking about him instead of President Trump holding a guitar from Graceland when he recently visited Graceland. So let me go to regular videos. Our new video is called Suddenly 70, a pre-recorded video, the horror of being sure of nothing. And I have to give you an explanation on that. Suddenly 70, that doesn't need any explaining. All of a sudden, it's just there. And I'm well aware that I choose to feel about it how I choose to feel. I create the thoughts that come into my mind. Is it any different from the day before when I was 69 and what have you? And I talked a little bit about that. But anyway, that's self-explanatory. The horror of being sure of nothing. That deals with the flesh side of us, the doubting and what have you, scriptures that seem to sort of contradict each other. Can you look at the scripture and argue a point of doctrine? Then I can come behind you and use other scriptures to tell a whole different story. This was what brought Carlton Pearson now deceased televangelist to a crisis in faith. And I want to tell you from the outset, I'm in no crisis of faith. I will go to my grave in believing that Jesus Christ is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I was born again in 1984, but I also know what other people think, and I'm trying to reach people going back to the original focus that I had in 2016, the virtual church of the disillusioned, depressed, and downtrodden. I was going after people that don't go to church anymore, don't think too much of Christians anymore, saw a lot of games or never went at all, that kind of thing. And I know how they think, and so that is the focus. That is the focus there. So, and I also know that we all have times of doubt, and we certainly have times of things we don't understand. Now, some people can't admit to that. Some people, have really quick remedies. But I was glad to see in the comment section that there wasn't really any of that. I expected, that some people would present scripture, and I'm certainly not going to say, "Oh, well, that's terrible. They use scripture." I'm glad they did, but they didn't seem to use it as a slingshot, and I appreciated that because that can turn people off that are looking at this, and it's really for the heart to heart series often will be primarily for people that haven't come to Christ yet and what have you. And you want to try to ease into it and be honest about your own inadequacies, your own failure, your own sin. Not everybody can do that. They gloss over it at 100 miles an hour. Um, and so I'm not going to do that, but I'm also not going to turn it into a out and out full scale confessional either, because that'll bite you too. So I expected a small audience. Right now, it's at 263 views, because anytime you go into a brand new topic area that I believe that is coming from my heart, that God placed there, doesn't mean every word I say will be the right thing. I can miss God just like anybody else, believe me. Um, but when you do something like this, you have to earn your stripes on YouTube. You just can't come on with, "Oh, I want to talk about some things now from my perspective." And it takes a while. I mentioned to you the Bald and Broke channel. I don't know his name because he doesn't give it. He's more, I don't know where. I know generally he works in New York City, but I was giving him some tips, and man, he's been going strong, and my goodness, he's got merch now. He's got coffee cups with his face on it, and ways that you can tip him and what have you, and a number of his videos, because he's really got some great insights. He doesn't come from a spiritual standpoint that I've heard so far, but his videos are starting to see big views in some of his videos, and then some others are got 79 views. But he's been at this for over a year now and had the channel for more years than that. So well, that's good. That's good. And I don't want to copy him, so I'm trying not to watch too much because I want it to be my own insights. Uh, and he does have some really his description of how it feels in January, especially when you're like in New York. He's in the city, I'm out of the city, thank God. But his description of what life feels like in January, and even during the Christmas season, if you're, older now and the kids don't live near you, et cetera, et cetera, January can be a very painful time for a lot of people. Especially if you're still having to work and deal with the cold weather and the icy roads and what have you. His talk about that, I wish I had the title of the video to give you. I'll find it, but not today. uh, was spot on, and I thought, well, that shows me this guy really does have the talent. He really does. So I want to do my own thing with my own thoughts, and it takes time. I'm not looking to abandon the pastor Bob Joyce or the pasta Bob Joyce title. There's a product, huh? Pasta Bob Joyce style. uh, I'm just looking to add on something and gain some people to our family that are brand new, brand new. I wonder if anybody's here. Christari was on this channel where they were. It might have been old video, or it could have been new. It was like a hearing going on about UFOs, and she um, she wanted me to come on. She emailed me, and I decided to go on, and because she'd been telling people about my channel and that I have this one video where I shoot from the back window, captured UFO splitting up into four parts, four squares, four colorful squares. They saw me filming. I'm pretty sure they did, and they put on a little show for the camera. I'll have to find that video here. Again, it's really time to have that list right in front of me, because when you have 700 videos, it's a search when you do it live. So anyway, Suddenly 70, The Horror of Being Sure of Nothing. Please give it a view if you haven't already. And but so I did this thing, and I had just what they call bullet points in front of me that I would glance at, so I didn't forget to talk about something, but it was all ad lib other than that. And I had no plans to do the first video and have the length of the time be 1 hour and 3 minutes. That's way too long for that kind of video. And the subsequent videos will be much shorter. But I didn't check the time before I started it. And I'll tell you, I watched it back. I watched the whole 1 hour and 3 minutes, and it ain't bad. It ain't bad. There's always more things I've got to explore more. What I mean, the horror of being sure of nothing. There's more to say there. Um, but overall, I was pretty pleased with it. I was pretty pleased with it. So it'll take time to build, and I'm not going to give up so easy. I'm going to see where it can go. Some of our other videos, major change in the Bob Joyce story approach. In other words, we're just doing less of the topic, and I love to promote Household of Faith Ministries and what have you. New people come on and they don't know anything about it, and they want to know stuff. I get that. But I'm just saying that I'm not going to put Bob Joyce's face in every thumbnail, and I'm not going to put his name in every live show or pre-recorded show. But I do need to cover the topic, because in any given month, you really need some videos that get significant views. Otherwise, you'll go down faster than Jerry Nadler on a seesaw. Elvis at 91, the Bob Joyce story, 6,500 views. That continues to climb. That's encouraging. Bob Joyce Church Under Fire. We talk about this controversy that's kind of still being kept alive, I guess, by Gene Ho and his, he calls them devotionals. I don't know if I would use that word in the one I saw, but that's his right to do whatever he wants. That's just my opinion. 4,300 views there. 1,900 views for Is Bob Joyce Done with George Magazine? That's the first time we tackled that. And Bob Joyce Caught in a Trap, Must See. That's 5,100 views. The thing that started the whole thing concerning what Gene Ho did when he did an open video to Pastor Bob Joyce, the name of that video is Bob Joyce Controversy, Honest Talk. That's got comments from the owner of George Magazine in the thread, and also from an inside source in the Bob Joyce camp. So it's got 2,100 views, and we still have to refer to that from time to time. Bob Joyce Controversy, Honest Talk. Two Bob Joyces finally caught together. Shocking. Well, look at the video and see what you think. 5,100 views. 5,100 views. So I know where my bread is buttered, but I'm also going to be courageous and do some other stuff mixed in with it. And I don't expect it to catch the night on fire, but I'll be diligent and try to make it so it will find an audience. Let me go back to the live stream, because I feel I've been away forever. And Dalen, really, Brenda has dealt with her wash, and maybe things are in the dryer now. I don't know. And you just have one more load. Yeah, I hear that kind of talk around here. These days, we have our own washer and dryer. We don't have to uh, track, trudge out, or whatever the word is, to the laundromat. And I would get a ShopRite shopping cart and put the laundry in there and then wheel it into, because it's all in the same plaza, wheel it into Mr. Washy Washy Laundry, also known as Laundry Check. That's a dumb name. Um, but I don't have to do that anymore unless we have big stuff like comforters and things like that. You mean no sound? Oh, in other words, you're buffering. Anybody else buffering? I thought I might have turned my mic down. Don't scare me like this. Video and audio are stable here. Thank you, Neil. Helen McDonald is having more ads in Aussie land. Jeannie Thomas is here. Or is it Jean Thomas? Jean Thomas. I haven't got my specs on. Hello, Jack here. I am listening in the middle of the night. So you are probably in the UK or something. Hope you had a good birthday. All the best and good health to you. God bless. Well, thank you, Jeannie Thomas, from probably the UK, Ireland, Wales, wherever, or of course, London, etc., other parts of England. There's more parts to England than just London, like there's more parts to the state of New York than the 5 boroughs of Manhattan, you know? Huh. Hello, Nancy Whitmore. Hello, hello, hello. And in memoriam, Terry Whitmore. What's going on with you, Nancy? How's the weather? How's everything else? True to only one. True to only one. That's Margaret, isn't it? Hi, Jack. Yeah, there it is. It's me again, Margarita. Well, then I have to have a sip then if you're a margarita. Oh, Katina doesn't like me drinking. I can do other verses that talk about alcohol in the Bible, by the way. It's not just that feast of Canaan, but this is something. This is not one of my problems. I don't have that urge, but every once in a while. But yeah, you got to be careful about the driving situation. It all comes down to also there are people that view heaven that all you're going to do is worship the Lord 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's all it's going to be. That God would need that. I don't think He would. Can you enjoy life? I think we give ourselves permission to enjoy foods, our favorite foods. I've heard people comment on how they like this and how they like that and how they don't like that and what have you. So I know there's that. But there are people that, because if we're going to present our body as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, you really got to think about what that means. I get that. But I think it's okay to go out to the lake and enjoy a day with a family and enjoy God's creation. Certainly, God designed the Garden of Eden to have everything they would need. I mean, they didn't have a McDonald's yet, but one was a coming. They had already, they already started building one. The only mention, I think, of food in the Bible, really, there's probably more than one, but there's that we're going to have a feast with the Lord. So that's encouraging. I like that. Hi, Jack and everyone. Enjoy the earlier video, the one about jeez, I want to get the title right. I mean, I know what the video's about, but I want to get the title right. Suddenly 70, the horror of being sure of nothing. That deals with doubts and things like that that can come in. And obviously, you see things that challenge your faith. No sense in not being honest about it, I think. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to make the mistake Carlton Pearson. I'm not renouncing my faith and don't feel any desire to renounce my faith. Just trying to reach people that may not have any faith yet and try to speak to them where they can understand where I'm coming from. Neo is reciting Ray Stevens lyrics again. Don't look, Ethel. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, of course, we're going to segue into talking about a song called The Streak. The Streak. I bet corn on the cob with two B's will be on the menu. Yum, my favorite. What menu? Oh, you mean, I don't know. It's got to be that fresh summer corn, right? You don't want this frozen crap. How come that corn's so fat? It's got no taste. Oh, but summer corn here in New York, if you just get it right, you could eat 4 or 5 years. You could. You just got to hit it right, you know? Sometimes it's okay before that, or even this time of the year, if you buy the corn that looks like it's, not the frozen corn, but on a cob in the produce department, it can be pretty good. But there's a time in the summer where it's just so yummy. But corn is kind of like, forgive the crassness here, but corn is kind of like beer. You can't really eat corn, you can only rent it. Debbie Crumb, you're no crumb, Debbie. So let's call you Debbie Crumb Cake. I like crumb cake. Not that much. It's a little dry sometimes. Do you have the Entenmann's crumb cake where you are? Eh? Used to be Drake's. Remember when we were kids, you'd get the round Drake's coffee cake. I don't know if they still make that. I don't see that round cake anymore. That when I was a kid in the 70s, it was everywhere. Debbie knows what I'm saying, I think. Um, but I do love that fresh from the field corn in the summer. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love Jesus. You love Jesus. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Carmen Licciardello, with the Lord now. Jack, I have a GED. Well, so do I, Elaine Peterson. I'm slow. What do you mean by renting corn? What am I supposed to say to this, Debbie Crumb? Um, Corn doesn't digest very well. Those little niblets don't digest very well. And there'll come a time when you'll notice that corn didn't digest very well. That's what I mean. Right, Neil? See, you know all these characters. Harry Crumb. Harry Crumb means something to you, but I have no idea where it's from. I made a kielbasa. Yeah, baby. Olive, onion, tomato, broccoli, cheese. What? Herbalicious? Herb, I don't know. Pasta salad? I'll take a great potato salad over the pasta salad any day. It's too vinegary for me. I mean, I don't mind vinegar on my sandwich or something. It came out great. Well, I'll have some then. I'll have some, Robin. Send it right over. Just, get the Uber guy and tell him to come into the Hudson Valley of New York. I don't know how your pasta salad will taste and look by the time it gets here, though. You rent the taste, not the corn. Okay, that's cool. Neo Neon John Candy movie. Who's Harry Crumb? I missed that one. I haven't seen him, certainly all of John Candy's movies. I saw a few. I thought he was great. Deborah McGinty in Taxi Cab Yellow hits the thanks button. First, you hit the ask button, and then you hit the thanks button. And she did that for $10. She does that frequently. Thank you so much, Deborah. That's a blessing, and I appreciate it. Yes, tater salad. Well, it's got to be made right. Don't buy that crap that they sell pre-made in the deli. I'm talking about the stuff that's not actually, if you have a deli case, we don't really have that anymore. Our deli doesn't have salads anymore since COVID. It never went back. It's just the meats and the cheeses. They used to have the salads, and they say, "Oh, give me a pound of the potato salad, give me a pound of the fruit salad, whatever," and they would scoop it up for you. Nope, that's all gone. It's just like the Dunkin' Donuts or Dunkin' Donut is not open 24 hours anymore around here. There used to be one or two that was. The diners, Colonial Diner used to be open 24 hours a day. They close now at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. If it's slow, they just close, at night. And we have All of a sudden, IHOP, which is about half a mile down the road from Colonial, they start opening 24 hours a day. I was talking with Carmen because I saw her Friday. Oh, I had some good lobster bisque at the Colonial on Friday. I had to get me a bowl because they used to make it lousy when the new owners came in from Guatemala. They're Guatemalans, you know. Um, but they improved it. You know, the right cook knows how to make it. It's still kind of tomatoey, and but there's a lot of little pieces of lobster in there and stuff, and it's really good. Oh, and when it's hot, you want your soup to be hot. What's everybody's favorite soup? That's a good question. It's general topics tonight, no hardcore Bob Joyce topic, but um, got a few more things to say, I suppose. I don't. Goulden's mustard is so 1975, Neo. There's a lot better mustards than Goulden's now. There's Mike's. Geez, there's a whole bunch of them. I like a spicy mustard. I like a spicy meatball. I like a spicy meatball. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. These are all 70s commercials. So I think you can do better than Goulden's. It's got an aftertaste to it, you know. Oh, when it first came out, though, it was the cat's meow, meow. I don't think Brad is home yet, so I can be loud. He was going out. I overheard the conversation. You know, I wanted to see because I want to keep the heat down low. Um, and I can always go over if he's coming in and just turn it up then, you know, lean over. I don't want to go into his space, but lean over and turn it up because there's no reason to heat this side of the house when there's nobody on this side of the house. You know, I'm with Karen on the other side and what have you. And so just stands to reason. Just stands to reason. Hi, Miles Wright. Welcome, welcome to you, you estate preparer. You are you still doing that? Are you working currently? Hello, Jack and everyone. Can't stay long. Judy and I have company. Well, that's totally understandable. I thank you so much for stopping by. I do, I do, I do. I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. So you want, you know, it's not hard to make good potato salad. Nobody seems to do it quite as well as the deli on Sprout Street. Um, Tom's. Oh, boy, Tom's Deli. He'll put a big batch out, and before you know it, it's gone. It's hit or miss, and he's not open all the time. He closes like at I would say 9 o'clock in the morning. He closes, and then a woman comes in and does the lunch uh, for him, like 11 to 2, 2:30, and then she closes again. And then he comes back from his other job, which is working for the city. He's like one of those house inspectors and stuff. He's working for the city, and um, he works till like 8, 9 o'clock at night. So he doesn't necessarily make the salad. His wife does. So sometimes they have it, and sometimes they don't. But you know, you want potatoes that are not overdone but not underdone, boiled to perfection. You want Hellman's mayo. You don't want um, this is not German potato salad. I can't get into that. I'll eat if I have to, but you know, so you got the Hellman's mayonnaise, you want eggs, a little bit of onion, a little bit of celery, and you get it just right, and it's delish. But some of these, I think it's Sally Sherman salads. Anybody have those? Sally Sherman what's that Miracle Whip they're using in there? Oh no, sweet tasting, and I don't think there's any eggs in there, and it's you know it's so sweet, and it's just all wrong, Katina. I tell you, I like potato and macaroni salad with paprika. Sure, oh yeah. Well, does he put it, Tom? I think he might put paprika. Karen would, and she makes a good potato salad as well. But there's something Tom does. It's just something different. Um, but Karen likes to put mustard neo in egg salad, just a little bit of mustard and egg salad. But the joke is here we don't call it mustard anymore. We use the Tom Hanks pronunciation in the terminal. Here I go again, mustard. I'll say, Karen, where's the mustard? Um, I use half and half Miracle Whip. Now that shouldn't even be in the house, Elaine. you to go right now, grab the Miracle Whip, open up your back door, and with all your might, heave it into the yard. Heave it right into the yard. We can't be having that. You can't sell me on a Miracle Whip. There's no miracle involved here. It sucks. Carolyn Mullins, always Hellman's. And don't use boiled eggs. Don't use boiled eggs. So how would you use them then? And I don't use boiled eggs. Huh, says Tucker. I don't know. I got used to the eggs being in there, and a little bit of onion, a little bit of diced finely celery and stuff. But I'm trying not to eat too much of the taters, not too much of the taters. But I'll try your salad there, Carolyn Mullins. I would love to try your salad. French onion soup. Well, that's the big specialty down at the Colonial. So come on by, and we'll take you down there for a crock of their French onion soup. It's been famous for years. I don't know how it is with the new owners who have been there a little over a year or so now. But they use this big, colorful two-tone brown crock, and for their onion soup, and then they put all the mozzarella cheese on the top, and then they bake it, and it comes out, and it's not in the category of the regular soup prices. It's something special. And Karen was talking about wanting to go to Colonial for their famous French onion soup. Their cheesecake is back to snuff, but I try to stay away from that too. I bought it for Karen. She wanted the cherry cheesecake, and of course, I had a couple of bites, and it's good like it used to be. For a while, it's like they lost the recipe when they took over, the new people, and it was terrible. It was terrible. Still can't get them to have a simple dish of corn. So if I have a hot turkey sandwich or a hot turkey dinner, which is the same price, so why would I have white bread with gravy on top when the same price? That's when I want some nice fresh corn, and not cheapest cow feed type corn, but like white corn or whatever, something like that. That goes so good with a hot turkey sandwich. Mashed potatoes got to be extra cranberry sauce. I mean, I can't have a little thimble of cranberry sauce. No, no, no. This is going to be a food night, I can see. Add bacon and Clausen dill pickles. Oh, they're good, Robin Roman. I do like the sweet pickles the most, although I'll go full sour sometimes too, or half sour. There's the pickle guy. What the heck? He's not with us anymore. The pickle guy died. He literally fell into a vat of brine. Nobody was around, and he, his head fell into the barrel of brine, and he drowned. What a way for the pickle guy to go. None of that is actually true, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. He is gone, though. That sadly is true. I jar my own pickles? You do, Elaine? My goodness, you're a busy beaver. A busy beaver. Yeah, you love French onion soup too, says, gee, I haven't had that in a dog's age. My husband is wedding soup. I haven't had that in a dog's age. We didn't have it at any of my weddings. None of my 12 weddings had a wedding soup. None of them. Let's see here. Yeah, bacon won't ruin your potato salad if it's really finely chopped. Don't buy this synthetic fake bacon, though. Bacon bits. No, go for real bacon, I can't say that bacon would ruin it. It wouldn't. Oh, come on, Neo. Kraft mayo. Did you have an accident? What'd you do? Drink or eat something scalding hot and it ruined your palate? Is that what happened? I don't know. Let me go to the email here. And because I know I have some people to thank from even the last show. Look at that. Look at that. How come you don't have your picture here, Elaine? Looking at the Cash App, Elaine Peterson, $10 for a love tip, as she does about every week. Don't ever feel pressured. If time's tight, don't do it. Don't do it. And I really mean that. Don't, But thank you so much, Elaine, for $10 on the Cash App, and Nancy DeMarco 777. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Nancy DeMarco from Oklahoma. You do that a lot, and I appreciate it very much. For love the show, she says, love the show, and there she is. Thank you, Nancy. What else? Patricia G. I don't know if she wants me to use her name or not. This came kind of after a live show recently. I've been milling to thank you and meaning to thank you as well. Patricia G. Thank you for $7 on the Cash App. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, I think one again is a Spencer for Hire. Hit the Cash App for $20 recently. I don't know if I thanked you for that one, but I'm thanking you now. And let's see here. One of the fellow Bob Joyce topic creators sent me some pictures of who he feels is, I'm pretty sure on top, he feels it's 3 pictures of Sigrid Schultz, or some people say Schutz. And on the bottom, you definitely got Willena Joyce in the middle. I think he would feel on the left and right, you also have Willena Joyce. And he sent me a bunch of other pictures of who he thinks is Willena. And I'm not disagreeing, and I'm not 100% sure that it is. So what else can I say here? I never know how they're going to turn out when so this is the first one. Let me go back to live so I can see what's going on here. See what's going on. She makes the best tater salad. You make the best tater salad? Well, I'm definitely game to try it. I love tater salad. They call me tater salad. Well, that's Ron White. Got a lot more money than I do. Let's see here. So here on the top, we've got pictures, I would say, of Sigrid Schultz, who definitely knew soldier Elvis Presley in Germany, because he's pictured with the woman you see on the bottom. We see on the left and the right a young person who was the Germany girlfriend of Elvis Presley. Some say that's Sigrid. You got it backwards. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. And in the middle, we definitely have Ms. Willena, Mrs. Willena Joyce. So I never know how they're going to show up live. Sigrid on the top in 3 pictures, young and old. Young in the middle, obviously. And then Willena in the middle. And do you think that's Willena on the left and the right? What say you? I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing, and I really mean that. I'm not right about every aspect of this story. I'm definitely not. So then, another one that this creator was nice enough to send me. Wish it would go full screen. I don't know why it does sometimes, and then when we go live, it doesn't. Picture of that young girl we just showed you on the bottom there with soldier Elvis Presley, both in his uniform and out of his uniform. They were more than just an acquaintance. They had a relationship in Germany. Then he went back to the States and with Priscilla. So these are all the young girl. Do you think that's Willena Joyce, or don't you? So there you go. And then, if you do think that's Willena, well, then what about this girl? Someone said they looked for this yearbook because someone sent me this. Said, well, no, there she is. A different girl than the one we just saw. Um, that's her there. And then someone said they searched for that yearbook and they were saying they found the yearbook and she was not in it. So in other words, they're saying this is fake. So I don't know. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. That's all. I'm just the DJ that plays the songs that the singer in the rock and roll band recorded. He's the one who makes the money, you know. That's a big distinction right there. Tell you right now. So there's that. Thank you for sending those in. Let me catch up here in comments. Jackie is talking to fellow Aussie Helen McDonald. Elaine, do you make your jerky? I bought a dehydrator, but haven't gotten to try it yet. That's hardcore when you make beef jerky. Yeah. You don't have to do that if you live near a Buc-ee's. If you live near Buc-ee's, they got a whole wall of jerky. They got a whole wall of jerky at Buc-ee's, every flavor you can imagine. I like it once in a while, but it doesn't seem like that would be something good to be swallowing into your gullet, I could be wrong or I could be crazy. So definitely looking to get to a Buc-ee's this year. Right now, there's 63 watching, 35 likes. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Can you do it right now? We want to keep up that number. I have no big goals, I mean, I'm thrilled to have 11,400. It'll probably take forever to get to 11,500. I wish it wouldn't. If we find a couple of hot videos, well, then that could go faster. No, I don't sweat that. It is what it is, and I'm very thankful for what I have. And I'm thankful that I got people here that stand with me and kind of make up for, maybe a month when the views aren't that good. Because if the views aren't that good, they were okay for this month. But he also, when I look at the Google allotment, which comes to me on the 21st of every month, unless the 21st happens to fall on a Saturday or a Sunday. That also includes the money that people hit in the thanks button. So I don't have really an accurate. There's probably a breakdown. There is a breakdown. I just got to look harder and see how much the views brought in and then how much from the thanks button, But it certainly helps when you hit the thanks button, whether it's for $2 or $3 or what have you. That's you hit the ask button and then there's the thanks button. It's just a tip jar if you're able to do it and you want to. My Cash App handle. Media Guy, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56. Monday is the day I go to see the neurologist, Dr. Ashalabi, for the first time. He's a hard man to see, as most neurologists are, but I'll be seeing him, and he'll probably have some testing for me to do, and we'll see what's going on. Do I have some plaque on my brain and what have you? My main GP doesn't think that I'm in the danger zone, but there's also, I need to get this checked out and see what comes from that. Carol is here. Hi, Carol. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Saw you in one of the pre-recorded videos. Eye doctors can be hard to see. Ha 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 ha. I could do another joke. No, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not that bad, but still, Um, no. Who else am I missing? Anybody? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Hope your visit goes well. Prayers to you. Thank you very much, Brenda Noyce. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You got to do the testing. He's not a miracle man. He'll look at what they got this specialty blood work now for your brain condition and what have you. They didn't have this test for long, but he'll look at it and then he'll recommend some further testing. I just hope I don't find myself in a PET scan. I'm not sure that I could be in a PET scan because I can't do an MRI. It could suck me up to the top of the machine, the defibrillator. So we'll see. I don't want that experience. Brenda says she's also watching Leave It to Beaver as she listens to me. Okay. I enjoyed that very, very much. Rest in peace, Tony Dow, and of course, Barbara Billingsley and Hugh Beaumont. And Eddie Haskell's gone, and the guy who played Lumpy is gone. It's just Jerry Mathers basically now. I don't know about Darla. Did Darla die? Or am I confusing this with Dennis the Menace now? That's Dennis the Menace. Forget Darla. She's Dennis the Menace. But Lumpy, yeah, and Eddie Haskell. Ken Osmond was his name. Ken Osmond. And we know, Lane, you say it every week now. You're anti-pill, you're anti-test, you don't do any of it, and that's your choice. But my goodness, there's a whole other school of thought here. So, try to understand that people are not going to usually follow that advice. There's saving medications. There's medications that I would assume you took when you had your knee replacement. There's such advances now in medication. And there's also, you're right, there's bad medications out there for you, unnecessary medications and things like that. But to say you're not going to do any testing, that's why Karen's friend Judy died at 60 years old, fell down on the bathroom floor because she probably didn't get her cardiac testing done. You don't want to go to the cath lab and have your arteries cleaned out if they're blocked. You don't want to do that. But I can't do this every week, so I'll just I know your opinion. You have to get your foot done. Well, if you had faith, you wouldn't need to have it done. You just say, God heal me, or you're meant to have it that way. What am I supposed to say? So I know you're anti-pill and you're anti-testing, sorta, but I definitely want to know what's going on there. But you do have to be careful with those medications because some of them are harsh and bad and can cause brain bleed. I'm not looking for that. And also, since I'm on Camzyos, which is a wonderful drug that has restored blood flow to my heart and a very expensive drug, I'm fortunate to be on it. I'm paying now 172 a month because of it, which is another expense I didn't expect. But no chest pains or anything. I'm very happy about that. So what else? What else? What else? Yeah. It's 55 watching right now, 40 likes. What this is often the live shows, especially are the core audience, people that like to chat and talk about everything from how to make potato salad to movies, to music, to obviously the pastor from Benton, Arkansas, Bob Joyce. I didn't say Robert Wayne Joyce, who married Willena in 1975. I didn't say him. I said Pastor Bob Joyce's birthday cake there. What birthday was it? Here he is with some of his buddies when they were constructing the sanctuary that they use now. Pastor Bob definitely has carpentry skills. Carpentry skills. So soon we'll be able to tell you, I'm told, about new concerts that are coming up. Perhaps one this summer and one this late fall. We'll be able to tell you more about that. You'll hear it here first, maybe. You know, it's I can't say much of anything right now, but it's nice to hear good news sometimes. It's nice to hear good news because you always worry when you do a topic like this that you're just plain annoying to certain people, and the people that you don't want to annoy is the people that could be annoyed. So yeah, you get your foot done and stop putting it in your mouth, Elaine, for goodness sakes. I'm glad, Jack, you're doing okay now. Easter soon, that's right. It's the 5th of April, just around the corner. It's Palm Sunday tomorrow. They had palms at Brother Bruno's. I just stopped in for one slice with mushrooms on it because Karen's going to take so long to shop, and it's just less time I'll be in the car or whatever. I've been staying away from Kung Fu tea because I don't want to drink my calories. And although I love that chai, that iced chai tea, I've been staying away because, it's counterproductive to what I'm trying to do. So I did that, and some church, Crossroads Church, had brought in a box of palms. Of course, Catholic Church would say, well, they weren't blessed by a priest. But they were there, and you could take one if you wanted it. People were doing that. People were taking palms. Tomorrow is Palm Sunday, and next week is Easter. Then the day after that is Dingus Day, a big Polish holiday, and it'll be big in the Buffalo, New York, and in Cheektowaga, too. These are places, Cheektowaga, I think we were heard when I was on my first radio station in 1977. I know we were in Chautauqua County, a lot of Indian names in Western New York. So they'll be having all kinds of festivities in Buffalo, including 18-time Grammy winner Jimmy Sturr at 7 p.m. under a very big tent. And in the afternoon, there'll be music with some of Jimmy's band members playing at our restaurant in downtown Buffalo. And Polka Sean and Polka Norma, I believe, are planning to be there. And I would like to go too. That's a 5-hour drive. It's a big state, New York. It's like a 5-hour drive. And you can't stay Sunday night because that's Easter. Can't stay over Sunday night. Got to be here for Easter, although really it's just, in terms of a meal, you can have the meal the day before. But if he be not risen, our hope is in vain. So it's a very important day, Resurrection Sunday, a week from tomorrow. Yes, I've heard that logic about if I see Jesus, I'll die. It's a win-win, but it's still not an excuse for me to not take some medication, keep your blood pressure down, because what can happen is you can find yourself in this in-between state. So you better have a good do not resuscitate order, but you can find yourself with a stroke and what have you if your blood pressure is too high. And there's just meds that'll bring it right on down, lower your heart rate and everything. And to me, that's a good thing. That's right. You're younger than me, Elaine Peterson. Thank you for joining us, Deborah, and thank you for hitting the thanks button for $10. I really appreciate that, whether it be $1, $2, $3, $10, or if you've been watching me for a long time and have been blessed and you feel the need to give more. If it's a big amount, I would suggest the Cash App. I have to be honest about that. If it's a big amount, use the Cash App, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, Media Guy 56, and always send me an email letting me know what you want me to say or not say. Sometimes I don't know, so I just go for the first name, you know? I mean, if it's Robert, I mean, I think we got quite a few Roberts out there, you know? That kind of thing. So let's see here. Let's hear a little bit of preaching, shall we? From Pastor Bob Joyce. As I say, there's Pastor Bob Joyce.org, and it's a bunch of music services lined up now at the beginning of the page. That's different. And then we got a sermon from March 22nd, day after my 70th birthday last week. And it is called Singing to God. Singing to God. So let's hear an audio clip of that. Pastor Bob Joyce, Household of Faith on Samples Road in Benton, Arkansas.
Whenever we are in a warm, contented place, whenever we are delighted to be with friends or family, whenever we are busy with our hands, satisfied in doing the work that's before us, we want to sing. Whenever we go outside some days and it's a nice, beautiful day, and you're walking down the street or you're going to the store, something comes over you, and you feel like, oh, a happy day. You want to sing a song. Everything's going good. The sun is shining. Your bills are paid. Or you don't owe anybody anything. That's a good feeling. How many knows that feeling? It's wonderful to know that you don't owe anybody anything. You're debt free. Makes you want to sing. Sing a song. Or whistle a tune. Or skip along. Or clap your hands. It puts you in a good mood. Finally, everybody can stand to be around you. You know, God created music. He created that song within your heart. He created that time of joy or happiness for you. It's the world and all the evil and the ugliness in the world that wants to take it away from you. But when you sing a song, you sing a happy song. You want a happy song. The psalmist talked about singing a song in the night. What he was getting at was he was in the blues. He was down. He was feeling blue. He was feeling discouraged and downhearted. He was troubled. So he sang a song in the night. And people who sing songs will tell you the same things, the experiences of their own lives. things they've been through in life, and the hard times and the bad times. So they pull out a guitar and they sing the blues. And you can't sing the blues unless you've had the blues. You can't sing a sad song unless you've been sad. But God doesn't want us to sing the blues. He wants us to sing happy. He doesn't want us to lay awake at night disheartened, questioning God himself about what's going on in your life. He don't want you to lay there all night long crying tears in your pillow. The psalmist said he had done that. He made his bed to swim, he said. With tears. His bed was wet with tears. But I ask you this question, can God give you a song in the night? Can God come on the scene wherever you are? And whatever it is you're going through in life, can God come on the scene and give you a happy song? Can God cheer you up? Yes, he can.
It's Pastor Bob Joyce. If you want to see the whole sermon, go to the website, bobjoyce.org. You'll also find it here on YouTube. The name of the sermon from March 22nd is entitled Singing to God. Singing to God, Pastor Bob Joyce. And he'll be preaching tomorrow in the pulpit. Let's go to bobjoyce.org here. And they remind you about bobjoycemusic.com, bobjoycemusic.com. Check that out. You can subscribe, and you'll see exclusive content, things that you won't see other places, you'll see there. And what they put there should not try to be ripped off by anybody else. For CDs of Mr. Bob Joyce, they're available at bobjoyce.org/CDs. Proceeds from the sales of CDs and digital music, like on Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon, are added to the church operating funds. Pastor Bob Joyce does not take the money. Just looking down here. Okay. They don't mention anything about the concert May 22nd. Are the tickets still available at the Baptist Church in Cabot, Arkansas? You can email Sabrina Joyce, McDonald Beasley on Facebook and ask about that. That's her church, I assume. Do they still have the address of the church on the main page here? It's on Samples Road in It's really the outskirts of Bend, Arkansas. Back to the live stream where I can see you. I see you now. Jack, did you know Elvis was a good carpenter? I've heard that, Carolyn. I think I saw that in my catechism years. Yeah, the catechism. Here's Wade. Wader's Camp. Hey, Jack, it's Daniel. Came to have a look, greeting from Australia. Greetings from Australia. We'll say hello to Jackie Organ and Helen McDonald, also from Australia. And we have a few others that pop in from time to time. Welcome, welcome. What do you do there in Australia? What part of the country are you from? Are you near the kangaroos or not near the kangaroos? Are you experiencing tremendous heat where you are? I was surprised that it was getting so hot a few months ago because it hasn't been that here in New York in the Hudson Valley. It's 28 and clear right now. Ugh. We are so ready for this to go. It'll get down into the 20s or warm up a little bit during the afternoon tomorrow. I guess the TSA workers are going to start getting paid on Monday. I think Elon Musk may have something to do with that because they have not passed the legislation to make that happen. And the airports, I mean, when will things really be back to normal? The airports, folks, when over 500 TSA workers just have already quit. They don't want to live like this. Some of them couldn't pay their car payments, couldn't pay their rent, food, and what have you. What are you supposed to do? So those checks, I assume, with back will be coming on as early as starting on Monday. And this is going to affect us for a long time. This is going to affect us for a long time. Flying will be more challenging. You got to get there early and what have you. Flights canceled. Who knows? Who knows? 500 plus people resigning is going to, because it takes months to train new people. And how many people are going to be willing? It's not an easy job. It's kind of a routine job, boring job. It's a fairly well paid job, but it's not an easy job. You're standing all the time and what have you. So you want to treat them right. Hello, Jack and family. Hope everyone is doing well. Much love to all, says Bayou Girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. Come on in to Worldwide Ramblings for the 28th. Don't know if you're retired, Wader's Camp, or if you're still working. There are definitely people that still work here. I do YouTube, so that's that's what I do now. I retired in 2016 from a daily grind work, which I talked about in my new video that I hope you'll check out, pre-recorded video. It's the first video in the heart-to-heart talk series, and it's called Suddenly 70. I can't believe it. Suddenly 70, the horror of being sure of nothing. It's holding at 263 views. When you start something like this, you know it's not going to be on fire. You got to build. You got to find an audience for it, which is not easy to do if the views are kind of low. It's like to have a speaking part in a movie, you got to have an Actors Guild card. But to get the card, you have to have a speaking part in a movie. It's crazy. So you have to earn your stripes here, and it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen overnight. You have to build and try to make them, of course, the very best content you can do, the very best. So that's what we're trying to do there. So we have up right now 706 videos. There's a lot of videos. Let me see here. I'm going to go back on my list a little bit and see some videos that I've been meaning to promo a little bit harder. Bob Joyce at the house and church, same man, question mark, 7,100 views. Bob Joyce at the house and the church, same man, question mark. Wild new Bob Joyce video. That's got a rolling video from two sources, one more current and one that goes back to 2011 with Pastor Bob Joyce in his first church singing Come On to Me. That's got 73,000 plus views right now. And let's see here. I want to go down further. That's got to be Ash Wednesday because I have ashes on my head. I am comfortable in both the Protestant and the Catholic Church that I grew up in. But I believe you must be born again. Can't forget that part. So there's that. The night the Democratic Party died and still dying. It's a slow death. Was Vernon Presley being truthful? Must see footage. We show you the early footage when Elvis Presley allegedly died in August of 1977. That's got 3,900 plus views right now. Not Bob Joyce photos. There's lots of lookalikes out there. Must see. That's got 4,400 views. Two pictures in the thumbnail, and it's not the current pastor, I believe, in either one of them. Not Bob Joyce photos. Must see. I want to find that UFO video is what I'm really looking for here. We have a Moonshiners video. I love the Moonshiners show. Can't believe how fast these 2 hours go. It's incredible. Got a ton of dishes down there. I know that for sure. My life is not all glamorous. Bob Joyce, maybe Elvis, 5 more compelling reasons. That video, 11,000 from a year ago. Still looking for that UFO video. Chris Starry was telling people about that video. And I want to find it so I can easily tell people exactly how to find it. Also from a year ago, live, 10/15/24 is the date you're looking for. Top 50 reasons Bob Joyce may be Elvis, Part 1. Part 1. Bob Joyce 2023 birthday cake. Elvis clues in there, like his real age written on the side of the cake. That's 3,600 views. And just look for the heading Bob Joyce 2023 birthday cake, Elvis clues. That's the title. You don't need Elvis, Pastor Bob Joyce says, live in Hot Springs, Arkansas. About 1,000 people were there for a live Sunday service. 9,300 views on that. Bob Joyce, the proof is in the skin from a year ago. Look at his skin. Look at his hands. You'll see the aging. People constantly say he doesn't look like he could be 91, but I beg to differ. 3,600 views on that. Bob Joyce, the proof is in the skin. So I want to find that UFO video. Is Kurt Russell ready to play Elvis again? 1,300 views from a year ago. He's in that new Paramount series. With, is it Magdalene? What's the title? Madison. It's got Madison at the front of the title on Paramount Plus. If you have that, if you subscribe to that, watch Kurt Russell. He's the co-star of that series. If you want to see me play a character, as in Jack Savage, with a fake mustache, glasses, and a hat and a tie. That's Mrs. Bumgarden hates Bob Joyce. There's actually three Jack Savage videos that take off on Michael Savage, the broadcaster. Mrs. Bumgarden hates Bob Joyce. That's up still. We got some Jimmy Sturr music videos up, including from Polka Weekend with Jimmy Sturr and also the great Molly B, the greatest woman of polka, one of the few, one of the few. So where's that UFO video? Should be able to find that. Wayne Newton in Sugarloaf, 402 videos, 402 views. We went to see Wayne Newton. So what, has it disappeared or I'm just not finding it? Let me go to my search here. See if it comes up that way. Not for me, it doesn't. Other people's UFO videos. I gotta find that. Maybe I can post it higher somehow. I don't know. Okay, I at least tried to find it. Oh, Christari. You know Christari, she's here. Daniel took your advice. So you're into the aliens. I actually came on that thread a couple of days ago. Said hello to everybody because Christari was on there talking about me. Pam Inslee says the Grand March that she's been watching was beautiful. Cool. It was actually happening at this hour of the day. And what time is it where you are, Pam Inslee? Top of the world today, Elaine. Yeah, you're into those aliens. Well, here in the Hudson Valley, I can tell you, Waiters Camp, I don't have to be out there too long before I see stuff. It's just been so cold and snowy of a winter here, especially cold. We had a fair amount of snow too, but I just didn't want to be out there much. In the fall last year, I saw a lot, and I have a video somewhere that I'll try to find for you. But we've seen everything. It's kind of a mix of three things. It's what look to be blatant UFOs. It's drones, and not the kind that Johnny puts up from that he bought at Best Buy. Professional drones hanging around, and also sometimes I think possibly a satellite. So there's stuff going on there. It's very seldom. We are not in the flight path. We're close to the flight path of Stewart Airport, but they don't have the kind of flights they used to have coming in and out of there. But you can go out at any time of day or night, and it's not long before you hear that drone of some kind of an engine. Or if you don't hear the drone, you see this object that you're not sure what it is, if you don't hear the motor. So there's all kinds of things going on here in the Hudson Valley. Pine Bush, New York, which isn't far from here, used to be the East Coast capital for UFO sightings. People would come from all over the country and beyond to Pine Bush, New York. They have a UFO museum there. I've never been. I should go and at least tell you about it. They wouldn't want me filming there, I don't think. And every year they have the UFO festival. And the diner there is called the Cup and Saucer, and there's got a spacecraft out front. But there's been less sightings in recent years. I don't think the UFOs like a lot of people moving into the area, so I don't think it's quite like it was a number of decades ago. So you were in that chat too. I noticed there were a lot of people participating. Now, was that what they were showing? Was that current hearing on UFOs, or was that something from the past? I wasn't sure. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. My personal email, I will write right here, Jack the Fair Guy, Fair, Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. jackthefairguy@gmail.com. There's also, if you hit the ask button, that leads to a thanks button. It's just a virtual tip jar. If you can hit that for a couple of dollars, it helps me with a retirement that is not big enough to meet basic needs really, and occasionally we have to buy equipment and things like that, and do we want to do live broadcast. Of course, we've done plenty of them already, and so any amount in the hitting the thanks button helps me in the monthly total. And then there's Cash App, which we talked about earlier, and my Cash App handle is lowercase letters Media Guy 56, Media Guy MEDIAGUY. The number's 56, Media Guy 56, for a tip via Cash App. And hello, replay crowd, that goes for you as well. Whoa, I've been talking a lot. Hi, Shirley Chambers. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings for Saturday, the 28th of March. Don't rush it. I don't want May to go by fast. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Well, I'm totally off tune there, but you get the idea. Shirley here in somewhere. I'm not sure where. Cup and Saucer Diner. Yeah. We used to go there. This goes back to my second marriage. We lived in Walker Valley, which was about 5 miles down the road from Pine Bush. And so we would go to the Cup and Saucer Diner. They actually had frozen cocktails there, too. And the Hannaford was right there, the grocery store. Nice to see you, Shirley Chambers. It sounds like a gospel singer's name. That's what it sounds like. I don't know who I'm thinking about. See if I've missed anybody here. Oh, that's great, because I did put up my my channel name, and I wondered if I'd hear from anybody. The UFO video led me here, Jack. Well, that was with the help of Chris Starry. Yeah, terrific. I was hoping we'd get a bump from that. At least we got a little bump one way or another. I just found out about Bob Joyce 2 months ago. Really, Carol? I thought you'd been with us longer than 2 months since you first appeared. I know you're not here all the time, but I can't believe that. So what are your impressions, Carol? You can be honest. What are your impressions? As long as people don't, try to hammer a point every week, and that can lead to, them other people feeling like it's, just too much. We'd like to hear what your honest impression is. We're all adults here. Believe me, I don't draw teenagers here. I don't draw teenagers. Nope. Yeah. So we like to watch some of the shows that sometimes deal with aliens. There was a big story from Pine Bush, someone who felt that they had aliens visiting their house. And where did I see that story? Was it The Unexplained with William Shatner? I'm not sure. William Shatner is going to be doing a one-man show tour, basically sitting down and talking to the audience. I don't know what else he does, but he's 95 years old now, and he's going to be he's got back-to-back shows in different cities, night after night. What's he doing? Take it easy, William. You fell off a horse recently and had surgery, and you're still doing The Unexplained tape from time to time, and you're working on a heavy metal album with some of the heavy metal greats, or some of the ones I wouldn't usually associate Ritchie Blackmore, the former lead singer of Deep Purple, the guy that sang Smoke on the Water and Hush. I wouldn't consider him a heavy metal guy, but who knows? But there will be, I think, maybe the lead singer from Iron Maiden. Is he still with us? I didn't listen to any Iron Maiden back in the day. I am really trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's quite a puzzle. That's what I say. If Kurt Russell ever gets to do this movie, it'll be intriguing. In fact, I don't think it can be a movie. I think it's got to be like a 3-part miniseries at least, a 3-part miniseries. Of course, Kurt Russell has played Elvis Presley on several occasions and was the voice of Elvis in the Forrest Gump movie. So yeah, and worked with Elvis in probably his very first movie. He was like 5 or 6 years old, and they were at the county fair, and this, kid who turned out to be Kurt Russell comes up and kicks Elvis in the shins. The fact that he would be someday playing Elvis is just incredible. Just incredible. Coinky dink, huh? 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 Ah, yeah, where are you from, Carrie? You don't have to tell us, but you could make something up. You could say you're from, Tucumcari, New Mexico. We won't believe you because nobody lives there. I just remember it as a row of buildings when I passed through. Oh, there is definitely some music fans here as well. We talk about music sometimes. Um, we talk about people's favorite songs. Buddy McDaniel has recorded a song for his daughter, and we're going to have to work out something where we do a little interview with him. I'd like to do it by Zoom. I really would, so you could see him, and maybe his daughter would be there. I wish I could conquer that. Andy doesn't seem to want to be helpful in that area. And I am technically, well, I'm a technical dodo, you know. I do the best I can. Andy will roll in videos and stuff like that for me. So there is that. And I'm very thankful for that. So, yeah, I have number of years experience as a radio disc jockey starting in 1977, Wade, and did radio full time for a few years then, and then radio full time for a good part of the 80s, working for a East Coast legend at one point, cousin Bruce Morrow. Right here, though, up the road, he and the late Bob Sillerman, bought my local radio station. So I was there for 7, 8 years. And then in the 90s to the early 2000s, part time when I was working as a peace officer at a homeless men's shelter, I was on the Sound of Life radio network part time for 11 years. So I've done a lot of radio broadcasting. In 2010, I went back to radio full time up in the Catskills at WVOS FM and was there for like a year and a half until they downsized and they actually had no voice in afternoon drive. And, you know, I know that didn't go over well because people enjoyed the DJs and what have you. And they didn't even do what they call voice tracking, where you pre-record and you can do a 5-hour show in 1 hour because you're just talking up on each hour in the computer. You're talking up your songs. Um, and that's a lot easier than sitting there for 6 hours and playing them. But with that said, there's nothing like being live on the radio. Like we're live right now if you're watching us in real time. We'll be winding down soon. 57 are watching and 51 likes. Yes, thank you for hitting the like button. Please subscribe. It's very important. I always get a kick when I look after a show and we've got more subscribers, because sometimes I say it, maybe we got one more and what have you. And look at our channel here, the Virtual Church of the Disillusioned, for all of our pre-recorded videos. If you click on live, you'll see all our past live shows, and some of them do very well as well. Yes, that's right. You from Australia. Absolutely. We were talking about the flat earth and stuff like that. And someone said, if the earth was flat, some cat would have knocked all the objects around the edge off the edge. I thought that was cute. So, yeah, take your time. We have a video called The Verdict here, which kind of goes through the story, but the story is ever changing because it's ever expanding. And soon we'll have more information on Pastor Bob Joyce in a future show about what he's going to be doing this summer and late fall. And whether he's going to be recording again, we'll find out about that and what have you, and other stuff that I'll be able to tell you, but I can't tell you now. You have to play by the rules, and I want to do that. That's the rule, as Tucker would say. So you're in California, Mount Shasta. So is that where they have the Shasta soda plant? I remember Shasta. That was big in the 70s and 80s, I guess. Mount Shasta, California. We don't get too many Californians. It's earlier where you are, only about what, 8 o'clock at night. So welcome. I lived in Hollywood in 1979 into 1980 it was like a solid year doing extra work and security work and what have you. And enjoyed my time there. Also got to see San Diego and Santa Barbara. But after a year of living in California, I had had enough. I'd had enough and came back here because I couldn't get a radio job in Hollywood. I only had worked at one radio station at that point, and they weren't going to hire me at KOJ or something like that. So I was able to get a job in upstate New York, further upstate than I am now. I've also lived in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and a few other places. All right. Oh yeah, those Southwest and North Southwest, they mean nothing to me, but they probably mean a lot more to Helen, so that's good. I got a GED, Put me out in the middle of a field in a strange city. I don't know my north from my south, my east from my west. Jack, I used to love disguising my voice as a guy and calling to ask a question at a business. Sounds like an Imus routine. Don Imus. He was on all over the country on MSNBC before it was all woke and everything like that. They just broadcasted a radio show and also the Fox Business Channel for a while. So people know who Imus was in other places than this area. But he had albums, where he would do those phone calls and he'd call up a young McDonald's employee, answer, says, "Yeah, I'm going to need 1,000 hamburgers to go." And you can hear the shock in their voice. Did you say 1,000 hamburgers to go? He did a lot of those things. Imus was funny back in the day. He's no longer with us, but he was one of my radio heroes, though very flawed and sometimes was nasty and had drug problems, had definite drug problems. Let's see here. Oh, Robin Roman is learning that we have, she says, "Cool, Carol, we have friends from Mount Shasta. It's beautiful there for us. It's been a while since we've been there." Wow. Small world. If I lived in New York when you were DJing, I would have called you. I bet you would have. I bet you would have, Elaine. We had some doozies. We had Grandma Rock. We had her daughter, Mary Ellen Brown. And I know that I used to call her on the radio, downtown Mary Ellen Brown. And years later, when we were talking, she was offended by the name. I guess I should have said Uptown. That would have been better. And said, I never called her that. So what do I say? What do I say to that? And then, of course, we had the Temptation Women. Jackie, as I was calling myself then, Jackie London for a while. Jackie wasn't too good handling that temptation, especially if I wasn't married at the time, wasn't too good. So the plan was is you'd invite them for breakfast at the Colonial Diner. Been going there for so many years. Get off the air at about 6 o'clock. It all depended if I had to do production in the studio down the hall, because that could take a while as to what time I could meet them at the Colonial. But meeting them in a neutral place, if they turned out to look like Ernest Borgnine, then you could be a gentleman. There was a few DJs that would have just driven away. That's so bad. That's one of your listeners, for goodness sakes. Treat them to a nice breakfast at the diner. And if that's as far as it's going to go, if there's no going to be any future at any time, I'm not saying, one leads to the other right away. I'm just saying if there was, remember, this is when I was a young or top 40 DJ. If there's not, you just say, "It was so great to meet you. Thanks very much, and bye-bye." They'll still be offended on some reason, or maybe they don't dig on you and it's perfect, you know? It can go that way. Oh, boy, those were the days, my friend. I thought they'd never end, and now I'm 70, and what the heck? What the heck? And this is gonna lead into reading God's Word, which is always good for me to be refocused on what's really important. Um, how are you feeling, Chris Dari? How are you feeling? I have been known once or twice to never return from the diner bathroom. I gotta think what that means on see, what does that mean? Um, I think I'm getting what you're saying. Um, maybe a truck stop bathroom. The Colonial Diner bathrooms are so small, forget it. It's like a broom closet, the men's room, and I don't think the ladies' room is much bigger. Means I didn't like the date. Huh. Here's my Tucker Carlson again. Huh. Well, see, with my method, I tried to keep them happy. I said, "It's been nice meeting you," and what have you. Um, but let's face it, back in those days, they would have had to been, Ernest Borgnine in a dress. I like women in all shapes and sizes, but now I'm not entertaining those things anymore and still dealing with the regret of not doing those things. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, we all had wild times. So most of us had wild times when we were younger, didn't we? Didn't we? Didn't we? Didn't we? One time I hid in the closet from a guy. Huh. I thought you might be in the closet. I thought you might be in the closet, Elaine. 55 continues to hold. That's good for my watch time hours. 52 watching. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. That would be swell. And remember, we'll try to be on Wednesday with another Worldwide Ramblings at 9 p.m. East Coast time, which is afternoon in Australia. I realize 9 p.m. East Coast time on Wednesday. And we'll be into the, excuse me, to the month of April. More nicer days to look forward. But you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. So I guess we'll get some rain. But things are so weird now, it's very hard to predict. There were no hurricanes in Florida this past season, and there was a ton the year before that, There was a ton. Kathy Hochul, I've got to say this because it's just funny. In 2022, she was telling conservatives, "Get out of New York. You don't share our values. Go down to Florida, Texas, wherever you go. Just get out." Well, people took her up on it. People took her up on it. Over 900 businesses left the state of New York. 341 of them, according to what I read, went to Florida. A ton went to Texas. And then there's other places like Virginia and what have you. But they went basically looking for red states because she was offending the Republicans. And now she had the gall to get in front of the cameras and beg for rich people to come back. Or she said it this way, rich people to come back to New York so we can fund the social programs that we like to generously give here in New York. Oh, dear. I'm going to read the word of God, so I'll say no more. I'll say no more. But it's gotten so much coverage, It's gotten so much coverage. She's all over Facebook. I'll tell you that. I just can't believe it myself. I can't believe it. Yeah, we got a lot of emails from. I'm not that into it, Christopher, but I'm somewhat into it. I got to find that video, though. I got to find it. I just went through the list and I couldn't find it. I hate when that happens. But I got 700 videos and they don't show them all, It wasn't a lot of views. It wasn't a lot of views. And if I ever did a video that I think should have had thousands of views, it should have been that one. My highest one is The Verdict, which is like 234,000. 234,000. I've had those kind of videos. did Bob Joyce preach Lisa Marie's funeral? I'm talking about the private funeral, not the public memorial. Pastor Bob Joyce preached opposite that that Sunday, a few days after the sad, tragic passing of Lisa Marie. But the Saturday after that was the private funeral. Did Pastor Bob Joyce preach that? That's got like 114,000 hits. So you should be able to find that one fairly easily. So that's the story there. Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Elaine Peterson, for hitting the Cash App, which is lowercase letters Media Guy 56, MEDIAGUY 56. Thank you also from a few days ago, about a week or so ago now, Patricia G, for hitting the Cash App, and also Spencer for Hire, TS, also for $20 on the Cash App, lowercase letters Media Guy 56. It's always great when I look at it unexpectedly and see, like Tammy. Oh, I almost got Tammy with an I hit the Cash App because she liked our newest video, which is an hour long. Future videos in the Heart to Heart talk series, which will always be pre-recorded videos, will not be an hour long. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't timing it, and I said, "Oh boy, that hurts right there. It's an hour and 3 minutes." But I heard the playback, and it's pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good video. I was entertained by myself. I'm not afraid to say it, because believe me, I'll cringe. I'll cringe when it's terrible, or when I say something stupid, like I say Pastor Bob is coming to Cabot, Maine, when I meant Cabot, Arkansas. I hate that. I hate when that happens. Let me go to my channel here. And there's our live show right there. It says 54 watching right now. God is going to move powerfully in Bob Joyce Ministries. I think you'll see that. You'll see more of that this year. There'll be some exciting live ministry opportunities, 3 of them at least. I don't think it'll be at George Magazine live this year. That's sad. That's unfortunate. It's not Pastor Bob Joyce's fault, I don't believe, in any way, shape, or form. I took a firm stand on that, and I'll stick with it. I'm not trying to play both sides. Doesn't mean I don't love Gene Ho, but the whole thing is just tragic to me. It's just tragic. Heard a little bit more about that and the stage and what have you, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. So the video that we did a few nights ago, I stayed up till 4 in the morning, which is not good for me, but I wanted to get it done. Suddenly 70, the horror of being sure of nothing. Please watch that. Give it a chance. You can always pause and come back to it. Suddenly 70, the horror of being sure of nothing. It doesn't mean I'm in a crisis of faith. Or that I've fully explained that title enough, the horror of being sure of nothing. I think you'll get it though when you watch it. So please do, and please tell a friend about it. Maybe a fellow 70-year-old. That would be good, because they'll relate, be interested in their experiences of what thoughts went through their mind when they turned 70 years old. Last week's live show. Don't be fooled. Bob Joyce is done with George Magazine. That's got 199 views and still growing. The video with Tammy I's AI picture, and she's holding a birthday cake for me from 7 days ago. It says it's longer than that now. 70th birthday party. I guess it's 7. Yeah, I guess it is. 70th birthday party live. Talk about also Andy Cooney, the iconic Irish tenor that I saw that afternoon for my birthday. And then we did a live show in the evening. It's got 712 hits now. I hope it goes higher than that. Interestingly enough, the promo that I did, cutting through the Bob Joyce misinformation. There's a ton of misinformation out there. We try to be real careful here, but be careful of Bob Joyce misinformation. Look at this. We're 15 minutes into past the 2-hour mark. That has got the 650 views from the gazebo. I got kind of fired up in that video, cutting through the Bob Joyce misinformation in the live section of this channel, the virtual church. I said the virtual church of the disillusioned. All right. So, just looking at this. Yeah. Okay. Larry Hogan released a video called Black Belt. You mean like Elvis? No, I don't believe Larry's Elvis. Sorry, I just don't. Susan! Susan's here. Why is Bob Joyce done with George Magazine? Well, that goes, you got to watch the video, Bob Joyce Controversy, Honest Talk. Bob Joyce Controversy, Honest Talk. That will explain the whole thing. I can't go through the whole story. We're already past time, but it started with Gene Ho putting up a video called Open Video to Pastor Bob Joyce. In that video, he lets you know that he and his family have left Household of Faith. He had something that he felt Pastor Bob Joyce didn't address, and he was pretty much demanding that he do that, and said, "Well, I had dinner with and everything. I'm not getting anywhere, so I'm doing an open video." That's how it starts, and he's been commenting on it since then. So you won't be seeing, unless reconciliation happens, you won't be seeing Pastor Bob Joyce writing for George Magazine or at a George Magazine live event again. You won't see that, especially because of the comments in my own thread that Dave Blaze, they're still up. So watch the Bob Joyce Controversy Honest Talk video, then look through the comments and you'll see Dave Blaze, the owner of George Magazine, and there's somebody else who's defending Pastor Bob that's an inside source. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. It's always on YouTube. That's where I am. The only thing I do on Facebook, Susan, is I may promo the link. I may promo that the video's coming up. But I've been here on YouTube for since 2016, and we've been doing the Pastor Bob Joyce topic since 2018. There's over 700 videos that are up right now. Here's Shannon Louder. Good evening, Jack. Hey, coming in at the very tail end. I don't want to give you no time. I love this family, says Elaine Peterson. Well, thank you very much, Elaine. I know you do. I know you do. And Wade is talking to Chris Starry. How are you feeling, Chris Starry? How are you feeling, Carolyn Mullins? We prayed for you in the past. How are you feeling? If you want to quickly share that. A lot of misleading info, how he had his DNA proves he's Elvis. Yeah, it's all BS. What can I tell you? I don't think that stuff is true, that they got the Elvis DNA and the Bob Joyce DNA. There's a lot of false information. I try to stay away from that stuff here. I don't say that here. I don't say that Gene Ho used to be Bruce Lee. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's a young man. He told his story. I interviewed him. He interviewed me back in the day. I don't know if those videos are up anymore. There should still be a video up here. I've got to get that list, but it's getting hard to find the videos myself because there's 700, But he told us about his story growing up in New York City, and that led to him being a wedding photographer, and eventually he would become President Trump's campaign photographer. He told the whole story. It wasn't a pack of lies. He's not Bruce Lee, who would be 80 years old or whatever now. Some of the things out there are just crazy go nuts. They're crazy go nuts. Yeah, I don't think Gene Ho has ever said he was a Bruce Lee. It's somebody else saying it, Huh. I am good, just lots of pain, huh? Yeah, Karen's got her fair share of pain, but you've got a different level because you've got some really serious things going on there. Keep Christari in your prayers, prayer warriors. I know people like Katina do that. and pray for Carolyn Mullins. I don't know how you're doing, Carolyn. If you updated me, I could miss it here because it's going by fairly quickly. We got 57 watching, 52 likes. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. That would be good. You're a real survivor, Christari. You're a real survivor. Have you guys any UFO footage yet? Christari, I think that was you saying you had some flying around your area. Yeah, I'm open to talking about that topic. We're at the end of the show now, but we'll be back Wednesday night. And you can always email me, Jack the Fair Guy, Fair, Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. I am an overcomer. Praise God. I like that, Christari. I like that a whole lot. So, I don't know how many people do live shows that go 2 hours and where am I? 2 hours and 15 minutes. But we do that sometimes because we have such a wonderful family here, and I thank you for being with me. Psalm 63 in the NIV, part of it. Oh God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I want to be able to say that. What about you, everybody? I want to be able to say, earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My body longs for you in a dry and weary land, like where we live right now, where there is no water. I have seen you in the sanctuary and beheld your presence and your glory, because your love is better than life. My lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. My soul will be satisfied as with the richest of foods. With singing lips, my mouth will praise you. On my bed, I will remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night, because you are my help. I sing in the shadow of your wings. My soul clings to you. Your right hand upholds me. Most of Psalm 63 there for you here on Worldwide Ramblings for this Saturday night. That's right. Thursday afternoon is the next Worldwide Ramblings for you. You're so far ahead in time. Let's see. Good night to you, Elaine Peterson. Robin Roman is giving you the scripture, Revelation 12:11. 12:11. So that's all she wrote, and there ain't no more for this edition. Don't forget to check out our videos, and when you can share a video, I know you're not going to share a video. It's an hour and 3 minutes long, or one like this that's going on 2 hours and 20 minutes. But some of the shorter videos, I've got 20-minute videos. Anything you can share on your Facebook or any other platform they allow you, I appreciate that so much. My name is Jack Willard. This has been Worldwide Ramblings Saturday night. I got to go wash some dishes now and feed some hungry cats and heat their pad up because it's only 28 degrees out there. We have a cat house on our porch in the back, so I got to heat that up and spend some time with Karen and try not to eat anything fatty. Big God bless you. Bye-bye for now.